Jeremy coming to you with another live stream, and today I'm joined by from RK Outpost. You know him, you love him. He has the big muscles in I was gonna say the MCU, the EU.
We don't talk about the MCU. I don't talk about the MCU too much. That's done. That's over. That's dead. But the expanded universe, now that's coming back in style. So what's going on, guys?
We're bringing it back. We're taking it back, just like in Clerks 2. We're taking it back. We're not gonna say what they took back in Clerks 2, but we're taking it back. So anyway, and the sexiest man in the fandom menace. It is Drunk 3PO. What's up, Drunk 3PO?
Hello, everybody.
Let me pull this up. I've got to change that thumbnail. That thumbnail's horrible for our live streams. But let me share this out on Twitter. If everybody can share this out on Twitter, hashtag LeBron James, because that is a trending topic right now. We would appreciate it. We're live. We're live to talk about SJW LeBron James. All right. There's always like about 4 different little chat rooms. Can you drop this in the mod chat on Twitter, Drunk, if you don't mind? Because they always scream at me. Or there's proper Jeremy. He could probably do it. But anyway, it's happening. That is right. We are here to talk about LeBron James going full SJW. This dude is a joke. He has always been a joke. I do respect LeBron James's ability to play the game of basketball. I think he's one of the greatest of all time. In my opinion, he's the second greatest basketball player I've ever seen. He will never touch Michael Jordan, but that is beside the point. So Ryan, why don't you kind of give us break it down, basically what's going on here for everybody, set the table.
Well, I mean, Jay did a great video on Sports Wars really like a week ago, when this all really started to come to fruition. Essentially what you had, if you don't know what's going on in China right now, Hong Kong, there's people in Hong Kong essentially fighting in the streets for their freedom, for their right to free speech. They're waving American flags in the air. And, it's pretty moving what's going on there. Right now, they kind of seem more American than some people we have currently. We're complaining about little issues. They're just trying to get the right to free speech. But a lot of people are getting hurt over there. And Daryl Morey, so Rockets GM, he comes out and makes a statement while the NBA is currently playing exhibition games in China for this huge worldwide thing that everyone's excited about. Daryl Morey comes out and essentially supports the protesters in China. So the Hong Kong protesters. Catches a lot of flack, deletes a tweet within about an hour. Is that right, Drunk? Like, yeah, it was only up for an hour. He deleted it. But it caused a whole bunch of backlash because China is an extremely totalitarian government. And anything you say against China, they will take down. They will try to get cleared from their airwaves because they don't want it in their country. And they started pulling sponsors out everywhere. And Adam Silver, to his credit, said, you know what? We're not going to take a position, but we support our GM and our players' right to free speech. And after that, it just kind of escalated since there. And now we have, go ahead.
No. I was going to say that's a great look at it about basically what's going on here.
Can I give a brief history?
Yeah, go for it.
So I travel to China once a year. So I usually go once a year, and that's for work purposes and stuff. So what's happened? Ryan is absolutely correct. What Hong Kong has never wanted to be associated with communist China. They want to break apart and have their own nation. They want to have democracy. They want it run like America. Now, if you ever go to Hong Kong, it's nothing like China. It is a lot like America. Many people there speak English. They don't even speak Chinese. They use different, they don't even like using Chinese currency when you go there. So it's already kind of broke in its own stuff. It's also the center hub for billion-dollar corporations, do a lot of trade and everything right there in Hong Kong. Anyway, there's a lot of money at stake. That's the key word here, a lot of money at stake. So when they wanted to break off, and you got, communist China saying, yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. We want your money. You're the central hub there for Asia. because a lot of businesses globally are located in Hong Kong, and China's like, no, we want that money. This is a long story short. now you got what Ryan was saying. You got freedom fighters saying, no, man. There's like protests. Man, they're waving American flags and singing our national anthem on a daily basis. Thousands of people in the street. And so then you have this. So the NBA finally, who lets them talk bad about our president and our government and everything else. But when it comes to money, you know, Adam Silver, even though he kind of was like, Adam Silver backtracked a little bit and like apologized to China. And I think the only he shouldn't have done that. Number one, I think the only reason that he was doing that is because at the present time, there was players and people there, and it just made him feel a little bit nervous. He still shouldn't do that because once you do it once, they see and they'll want you to do it over and over and over again. He should have just pulled out and said, "Fine, forget it. We'll go somewhere else." There's plenty of countries out there that will do business with the NBA. Plenty of countries out there, but yeah, it comes down to money, this whole thing. And now we're up to LeBron James. Wonderful LeBron James.
Yeah, and NBA for the past 10 years, they have been working their asses off to keep getting their foot in the door. And now it's wide open in China, or it was until maybe the past week. Because that is a huge, we talk about it with movie releases and stuff like that. That is a huge market. There's a lot of money in China.
I want to show you guys something. Hold on one second. Oh, here I am getting up.
Oh, there we go. There's the chair. That's what we're all looking for.
That's what everybody's been looking for this whole time.
My favorite NBA player of all time is Dwayne Wade. I'm a Miami Heat guy. And so Dwayne Wade has his own franchise store. He wore Ni-Ling shoes, which are only from China. He didn't wear Nikes or anything else. He has his own store, and so you can only get this in China. I bought one of these sweatshirts there in China, but yeah, that's all. What I'm saying is. And you'll never guess. I wear a 2X normally. 1X I can get in. You know what this size is here?
4X.
Like a 7X because their sizes are different than ours. So like, yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway, but you're right, Ryan. That's the thing. There are Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James. They are huge. They're on every billboard. They're on television commercials there. They are everywhere in China. They are everywhere. Billboards, posters. They're in the back of cars. Those three basketball players, and Yao Ming, of course, he's probably the spokesperson. So, and I guess that's why all this stuff. Yao Ming might have had an issue with that too, because he did play for the Houston Rockets, and now you got all this stuff coming together. And the thing that, I
know what you
just threw me right off there. The problem I have with LeBron James, if you get
C3PO shows up the super chat, another channel you're on, but never super chats yours.
The heck is wrong with that guy? Hey, you, Ryan.
No, I wish. No, actually, no, I don't, because I'd have to spend a bunch of money. But I think it's you.
I swear. It's not me.
Yeah, I think it's you, because then that way everybody knows that they bring you on, they'll at least get a couple of super chats.
Exactly.
It's not me. I don't have that much. I'm cheap, number one. So number two.
Oh man. Anyway, go ahead, Drunk.
I was just saying it brings us to LeBron James, who speaks out against what he feels is oppression in America. Speaks out against things in America, speaks out against our president, speaks out against NBA owners, compares them to white slave owners, things like that. And then when confronted with the China thing, it was shut up and dribble.
That's right. That's right. And shut up and dribble,
GM.
And shut up and dribble is something that I believe who was it from Fox News that told him to do that?
Laura Ingraham.
Yeah, Laura Ingraham on Fox News said he needs to shut up and dribble, and he made a big deal about I will not shut up and dribble because I'm more than an athlete and I have a responsibility and all this bullshit. For the record, I hate LeBron James. I despise LeBron James. I respect him as a basketball player, as an athlete. He is the second greatest player I've ever seen in my lifetime. He will never touch Jordan. And I say that as a Kobe Bryant fan. He's better. He's a better basketball player than Kobe Bryant. He just is. And I hate saying that, but he just is. There's no doubt about this. I'll never take away from the man's talent. But he is a textbook SJW. He is a textbook SJW. This is LeBron Smollett, okay? Does anybody remember the fake racism story that he created? Does anybody remember that? I mean, it didn't get a lot of traction. Did you guys hear about this?
In his LA home?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then like months later, they're like, well, we couldn't find anything.
Yep. And it's just bullshit. And of course the mainstream never touched this, wouldn't get into it. Let me play you, because this right here kind of breaks it down right here. I want to play this video from Clay Travis right now that kind of that sums everything up right here.
I can't hear it.
Why didn't it type? It didn't even ask me. It didn't ask me to prompt the audio. Huh.
Yeah. Might just take it off the screen and share it again, and like stop screen sharing and then share it again. It should ask you this time. And
while Jeremy's doing that, I have to say I am a LeBron James fan because of what he did for me in Miami. I mean, I
hear you. I hear you on that. Okay, I got it pulled up. Let's see if it works.
2 titles when you should have got 4. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure.
Here we go.
We're headed here today on Outkick the Show. NBA and LeBron shut up and dribble in China. Braves and the Dodgers choke. The NFL top 5, bottom 5, college football top 10, and picks on tonight's Giants-Pats game. But I want to start with what happened early this morning in China. The NBA bent the knee. The NBA acquiesced to China. The NBA shut up and dribbled. China allowed the preseason game between the Lakers and the 76ers to take place, but the preconditions required that no NBA.
I've got the volume turned up as loud as I can turn it up, guys. I apologize. But yeah, there's nothing I can do on the volume. So it's as loud as I can get it.
Players, coaches, or executives talk to the media before or after the game. As a result, it is a literal truth that LeBron James, who said, I am more than a basketball player. LeBron James, who said, I will not shut up and dribble. LeBron James shut up and dribbled and took communist-inspired cash from China in exchange for doing so. He didn't just shut up and dribble. He shut up and dribbled for a mass-murdering, totalitarian regime with 1 million+ people in concentration camps right now. He shut up and dribbled in a country of 1.4 billion where they don't have basic freedoms, where they cannot even get on the internet and be able to read about the Tiananmen Square massacre because it has been blocked. They can't even get on Twitter because it doesn't exist in their country. And they can't even use a basic form of Google because their minds are censored and controlled by the government around them. LeBron James had no problem with any of that. China said jump, and he asked how high. China said kneel, and he asked how low. Adam Silver, LeBron James, Greg Popovich, Steve Kerr, all of them knelt at the altar of the almighty dollar.
And that's the basic premise here of what we're dealing with. And this is why I think people that speak out against Donald Trump, that speak out against social justice, that speak out against any of this stuff, when they have a platform, I believe that they're all are hypocrites because they would never do it if the social media climate and the mainstream wouldn't allow them to do it. That's the whole thing. Like, are you telling me that during Obama's entire presidency that LeBron James had literally no issues with anything Obama did? I'm sure he did, but he never spoke out against it. Why? Because he's not supposed to. And this is why these people are conditioned to do these things. They don't believe the stuff that they say. It's just comfortable for them to do it in the social media and the mainstream media climate we're in. Again, you can hate Trump all you want if that's what your prerogative is. I would like to hear some valid reasoning and saying that, like, every time they're asked what's the problem with Trump, they can't give specifics. They only give like these overarching themes about like bigotry is rampant in the country or some stupid overarching thing that can't be proven. You know what I mean? And when you do that, when you take that stand, when you want to sit there and act like you're the moral superiority, you are putting yourself in a very difficult position. And right now, the NBA, Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich, Steph Curry, LeBron, all of these woke stars, they have gotten on this anti-Trump bandwagon, and they've built it into something that doesn't exist, which is we're standing up for oppressed people. There's nobody oppressed in America, but they're saying that that's what they're standing up for. Now you have a real world situation where people are literally being oppressed by a communist government, And you, the people that have tried to sit there and act holier than thou on social media, now you're in a situation where the thing that you claim you want to be, you got a real actual opportunity to do that, and they fucking run. They are this bitch move, man. This is a bitch made move, and it pisses me off. I'm sick of LeBron, and I'm sick of the social media bullshit. I can still separate the nonsense from the sport. I still love the NBA, and I'm still going to enjoy the NBA. I typically don't care what athletes and movie stars do, but when they take it to this level, that's where it becomes a problem. Like, I know 90% of people in Hollywood are crazy, and I wouldn't agree with anything they say, and I don't really care what they say as long as they don't make it a big deal. Like Chris Evans, for instance. The man is the definitive Captain America. I think he truly has a mental condition when it comes to his politics and some of the things he says, but it doesn't change the fact that his Captain America is what such an incredible, character and an incredible accomplishment. I can still enjoy it. LeBron, this is where it's bad. This is why I always talk about, like, when your nonsense outweighs your talent. Like, the fact that LeBron's nonsense is actually rivaling his all-time great talent speaks volumes about how bad he's getting. You know what I mean? I mean, this is awful. So,
yeah,
anybody?
Yeah, no. Let me give you guys a rundown of what kind of oppression we're talking about in China. When you travel to China, they're not allowed to have Twitter. They're not allowed to have Facebook. They're not allowed to have Google. They can't do Google search. They've erased different pieces of their history off. So, like, even college students don't know that Tiananmen Square incident that happened in the 80s with that giant tank standing in front of that kid. You guys, I don't know if y'all remember that, but when you go and talk to college students, which is what I do when I go there, they have no recollection. You are told not to mention that or bring that up. You are told this is where you got to go. You are told that you will be constantly monitored with cameras in every store, wherever you go, every taxi cab, everything is being monitored. They do have a Facebook-like system. It's called WeChat. And everything is monitored through their WeChat, whatever they type, whatever they say, whatever they do, whatever. And you are warned before you go in there. You say something, they will pick you up and kick you out of the country. I mean, that's oppression. I mean, I don't understand. Like, I don't get the problem here on why he couldn't speak out against, these people. Like, for instance, not too long ago, there's a group of people living in a certain community. If the China wants that land, they will go and say, hey, here's your ticket. You're moving over here. Congratulations. Here's your new house. And that's it. There's nothing they could do about it. There's no ownership or anything like that. Anyway, all those things said, that's what communism looks like. And it's for you to say you want to help oppress people and not speak out against that. That hurts, man. That hurts because I do like some of the stuff he did. I love the fact he built a school in a bad neighborhood. Like, that's just where my heart's at, helping kids and things like that. I do like the fact he paid for a lot of people's colleges. He did do a lot of stuff in Miami when he was here for Boys and Girls Club and donated money and things like that. So those things I appreciate. But like you said, Jeremy, if you start to speak out against things, then you got to be full circle around it. You can't just say, you just can't pick and choose. If you're going to stand up for, like, oppressed thing, then you got to stand up. You just can't pick and choose because it's convenient or because it's easy or it's because it's, trendy. It's trendy to talk about Trump if you live in LA. It's trendy to talk about our government. It's trendy to talk about how bad America is. So, yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
and I think it's one thing to see what we had happen with Steve Kerr and Popovich and Steph Curry and James Harden, right? To have these guys sit back and, like, ride the fence and say no comment. They're being bitches. There's no doubt about it, right? Yeah. Right? There's no doubt about it that they're sitting and riding the fence because they don't want to ruin their money. They don't want to say anything wrong. It's one thing to do that after talking about everything that's going on wrong with Trump's America.
Guys, hold it down for a minute. I got to step away, and I got to move my car out of the driveway. My wife can't drive the Z car. She's scared to death of the Z car. I'll be right back.
No problem. Yeah, so it's one thing for that to happen.
Said I sound like Forrest Gump. Are you kidding me?
In the land of China.
Wow.
That's what.
Well, it is what it is. No, I plan on going back. I got friends there and stuff, but it's very oppressed. But the thing is, people there, it's just sad to me that you can't stand on something across the board. Like, That's the thing. So
it's because they don't actually believe that stuff. They're just virtue signaling.
That's why,
like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's trendy.
Yeah.
It's trendy. It's trendy when you're the number one athlete in the world to get up and say, I'm going to fight for what's right. Yeah. All right. Well, now we really need you to do it.
No
comment.
Yeah.
No comment. But he went on and he said that tweet could have affected him physically, spiritually, financially. I don't know what else he said. He just went on and on. And so on. So, and I knew that, man. Like I knew NBA leaving China, they're going to lose billions of dollars.
Yes.
Because this is what happens. This is what happens. People don't know. NBA players that don't really make it or move on from the NBA all go play in China. And China pays big bucks to have them there. China was going to pay like Kobe Bryant, like, I don't know, it was ridiculous. $150 million for like 2 seasons just to play there. And he was just like, no. He's like, no, I'm good. But there's Stephon Marbury went to China, made ridiculous amounts of money, won a championship there. And when you watch the CBA, which is the China Basketball Association, you see a lot of NBA players over there, because they make big bucks playing in China. So there's a link there, that they have. So for them, I knew Adam Silver, I knew he wasn't going to like pull out, which he could have easily. He could have said, oh, really? You're going to talk about my GM that way for expressing his right in America? Goodbye. We're done. No, billions of dollars. That's just that. Money talks, man. That's sad, man. Money talks over principle. Money talks over, your morals, what you believe in. Money talks over that. It's really sad. It's really sad.
And like I said, it's one thing for those guys to sit the fence. What LeBron James did, we haven't even really got to what LeBron James said. It's not that just LeBron James is sitting on the fence and no comment. LeBron James came out and said that what Daryl Morey said in support of Hong Kong was misunformed and uneducated.
Uneducated, yeah.
Which is his standard answer for anything political anybody has an opinion on.
Exactly. And so this dude comes out in support of China. It's not like he's just riding the fence. It's not like he's turning a blind eye. He comes out in support of China, then has to backtrack his statement later because, we all know LeBron James is a flopper. Now we know he's a fucking flip-flopper too. So he comes back, tracks his statement, and right now in Hong Kong, they are burning LeBron James jerseys, and they should.
Yep.
Fuck LeBron James.
100%.
LeBron James has never flopped in any of his NBA career games.
Oh, you need to stop. Cancel drunk right now. So right here, this is a tweet back in 2018. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Unless it affects my bank account. He forgot to add that part. Well. That didn't age too well. That is an anti-Trump tweet right there. And as long as it applies to the anti-Trump message, it's okay. But as soon as you have a real-world situation, oh, no, let's not speak up about it. Now, the other thing, too, here is I want to talk about this. Where are we at here? Please, again, thank you to everybody watching. We got almost 100 people in here. Thank you for joining. We appreciate that. Please share the video out. Hashtag LeBron James as an SJW. That'll help get more people watching. But I want to talk about this because this doesn't get talked about a lot. Los Angeles police have no information 6 months after alleged LeBron racist graffiti. 6 months ago, LeBron James reported racist graffiti had been spray painted on the gate of his $21 million Los Angeles mansion. Oh, so oppressed. So oppressed, poor LeBron. The sports media immediately fell over themselves to pronounce LeBron a heroic victim and cast the blame upon a presumed racist white person. At Outkick, we took some heat for the usual media circles for suggesting we wait to see who was responsible for the graffiti before we utilize this allegation to provide further evidence that our worldview is correct. So basically, they talked about the Michael Bennett story of the fake racism. Ultimately, someone spray painted, I think, the N-word on LeBron James' a gate at his home. His boys covered it up before the police were able to get there and verify this information. And
don't they know they're supposed to leave the noose around their neck so the police can see?
Exactly.
Like, that's what they're supposed to do.
Apparently, this is pre-Jesse Smollett, so apparently they didn't learn. But this story literally flew under the radar from the mainstream after. Now, again, once it initially got reported, oh my God, the mainstream was all over this shit, man. And then as soon as it started to look like this story's not going to be favorable for LeBron, let's just stop talking about it. And again, man, this is LeBron. He is an SJW. I mean, he just straight up is. And I think the dude is finally getting exposed. And it's a long time coming. You know, I've been sick and tired of watching this song and dance by him and this holier than thou act. Now, again, let's just be clear. You can only call things for what they are. For all of LeBron's faults, and he has many, I do think he's a genuinely good family man. I don't think there's any evidence to support that he's not. He married his high school sweetheart. There's never been any evidence of any problems there. And even if there are problems in a marriage, I'm not here to judge. But I'm just saying that we hear so much about professional athletes and, you know, all this cheating and all this stuff. And LeBron has never had any of those problems in his family life. Seems to love his kids, seems to be there for his kids. And I think that needs to be acknowledged. I think
It's sad that we have to.
Tuesday.
Oh, God.
It's sad that they were supposed to give someone credit for being a normal person.
It's true. It absolutely is true. It absolutely is true. And I just, so I definitely want to make sure that as much as I hate this dude, I think you have to acknowledge when people do have good traits, and we're not trying to sit here and paint a false narrative per se. But what he is in terms of his social media presence and his public presence is he is an SJW to a T. He is a textbook SJW. Steve Kerr couldn't even just go, yeah, I support democracy. That this is how trained these people are.
I just don't know enough about the situation. I can't comment on innocent people getting killed in the streets. I just can't. And the thing is, this isn't just about the NBA. It's about everything. People are catering so much to this money in China, whether it's the film industry, where you have things like they change, like in the newest Top Gun movie, right? They changed a patch on Tom Cruise's back because they don't want to offend the people in China. Not the people, the Chinese government, right? You had Red Dawn, when they did the Red Dawn remake, they filmed the entire thing as Chinese antagonists, and they couldn't release it in China. So they had to switch the entire movie to North Korea. What we have going on with Blizzard right now, with a dude who made a statement in support of Hong Kong at the end of a tournament, at the end of a video game tournament, and they stripped the dude of his prize money. They ban him for 12 months. They kowtow to China for the money. And it's just in video games too. You're seeing all the time with video games, they're censoring different stuff and catering it just to be released in China. This oppressive regime is controlling so much of what's going on in our society. Isn't that fucked up?
Yes, it absolutely is.
They also own about 12% of America.
Yeah, they own so much of our debt.
Yeah, I mean, and this has got to be one of the worst weeks for any sporting, sports organization. I mean, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been busy as crap. But by the way, this guy Nick Howard whining because there's no free speech in the chat. Fuck you, first of all. If there wasn't free speech, you wouldn't have the opportunity to whine about not having free speech. All right, you stupid motherfucker. Goddamn YouTube auto flags shit. All right, are you not smart enough to understand that? I just approved your fucking comment that was auto flagged. So don't come in here with your fucking victim bullshit. If there's no fucking free speech allowed, how the fuck do you have the opportunity to say there's no free speech allowed? Fucking victim. Put on your fucking LeBron James jersey, tuck your dick, and keep sitting when you pee. Fucking bullshit. Anyway, he's laughing, so that means he's a good person.
I would have said, don't do that. But Jeremy does it so much better. So that's fun.
You need to change the settings here because everything gets flagged.
I know.
Sports Wars.
One of you, Ryan, both of you have access to this channel. Go into the settings because this shit, I'm tired of approving every fucking comment. I even told my mods, I was like, look, this is sports, man. We got to allow people to talk shit in here. And so everything's getting fucking flagged. Everything.
Are you doing it drunk?
No, I can't.
He probably doesn't even know.
Okay,
how,
I got it.
I'm like, I'm looking like I'm doing something, but I'm not really doing anything.
But you're like, yeah, you're looking like you're thinking. So I'm like, all right.
I went on Twitter to tweet it out. So that's as good as I got.
Okay, Nick Howard said, I like this dude. He's a shit talker like me. See, this guy right here. I like this Nick Howard guy. I don't know who he is, but he come in here, he talks shit. I talk shit back, and he took it. You're a grown-ass man. I respect you, Nick Howard. You're cool. You'll fit right in here because we talk a lot of shit. Our entire community is built upon, like, talking shit. Like, right now, my entire fan base is just hating on me right now and trying to get drunk to overthrow me for power at Geeks and Gamers right now.
Your dogs too.
Yeah, my dogs. Anyway, let me get back on point here. Yes, but I think Ryan makes a great point that this is part of a bigger problem. This is not isolated to the NBA. I mean, this is what we're dealing with in the entertainment industry as a whole. And it just, I'll give the NFL credit because I feel like the NFL, this started to creep into the NFL and they kind of took care of it. You know, now it took Daddy Trump tweeting about it. And once they did, boy, they were like, fuck, but I think they dialed it back.
But here's the crazy thing that I wish their eyes would be open. One tweet said, yeah, I'm for democracy. It really wasn't like a F you China. It just was like, okay, Hong Kong wants democracy. I get that. And then he took it down. China literally, the guy in charge of China went to all these people and all but 2 sponsors had to leave the NBA. So in less than 24 hours, he's like, you can no longer sponsor the NBA. You can no longer sponsor. You can no longer do it. You can no longer. And it's just like he pushed them so hard. And then he goes to Adam Silver saying, you got to fire this man or we're going to have problems. And Adam Silver's like, I can't fire the guy over this. That's not how we do things here. He goes, well, this is going to be a problem. No more games televised. You're going to lose this. He just went boom, 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 boom. Just like that, a snap. He's like, I'm going to take it all away from you if you don't fire this guy in a snap. And then for you to, like, be scared and, like you said, bend the knee and all that stuff, it's just like, when will it ever end? You bend the knee once, they're going to expect you to do it twice. They're going to expect you to do it 3 times. They're going to, expect you to do it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, all that stuff. It's disgusting because when will it end? You know, when will someone stand up other than our president stand up and tell them that ain't going to work here. You know, that doesn't work with us. Because if they keep doing that, it's just other corporations and stuff will suffer by bending to whatever this communist leader, whatever he wants for his country. So,
yep. It's true. It's true. Let me read a couple super chats really quick. And thank you for the super chats. Appreciate that. John Matrix says, gentlemen, Rhodes and I already roasted LeBron on our sports channel. The NBA is the WNBA, woke National Basketball Association of Communist China. 100%, man. 100%. And,
they do subsidize the WNBA so they can continue to play. So.
Yeah, that's true. Here is C3PO. My drunk counterpart is wrong. Freedom is overrated. Hashtag Royd Rice. And Thomas Gilkey, love the Sports Wars team. Thank you, Thomas. We appreciate the support. We love you right back, buddy.
Dude, Thomas Gilkey, special shout out to Thomas. I'm going to be on his stream later, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're talking about mental health. And also, Thomas was my first. I just opened a Patreon, and Thomas was my first patron. So nice. Thank you, Thomas. You're the best, man.
Thomas was our number 1 Patreon supporter, Geeks and Gamers, when we had a Patreon. So Thomas is great, man. So big shout out to him. Best part of our community. Snacks and Comics, I don't think people were educated. Yes, that's LeBron's answer. He said that with this situation with Daryl Morey. He said that, what was it, the other situation he used that on? It's something to do with it was Trump. It was Trump related, but pretty much anything political. If you don't agree with LeBron, he's going to claim you're uneducated. And it's so funny because he's the one that's not educated on this. He's the one that's not educated. Or actually, he is educated. He's just scared to death to actually speak the truth. I mean, LeBron James is a very smart person. LeBron James is a very intelligent person.
He's a pretty well-spoken person.
He absolutely is. And when it comes to even like the game of basketball, his IQ is off the charts in terms of his intelligence for the game.
Yeah, he could talk about plays that happened 7 years ago, second by second. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and this is what the woke SJW nonsense does to you. LeBron James is a good family man. He's a well-spoken person. He's very educated. His IQ is off the charts when it comes to basketball. His business IQ is absolutely phenomenal. This is a very intelligent human being, and he is absolutely lost in social justice nonsense. I mean, he is absolutely lost in it. And it just proves to how horrible this stuff is, man. Echo Base Network, John Campea was trying to defend CNN the other day, as well as Blizzard and the NBA China thing. Then news dropped on hidden camera footage at CNN on them being biased against Trump and pushed for impeachment. Oh, Echo Base, you got to send me a clip of that if you can give me a timestamp. Campea is a nut job. He really is. It's just. And by the way, I don't know. I we'll talk about this here on Sports Wars. Just, I mean, because Geeks and Gamers has more subscribers than John Campea, but I don't like talking about this on any bigger channels, anything like that. I figured we only got 112 people. It's not going to be too hurtful to mention the fact that Geeks and Gamers does have more subs than John Campea, but I don't want to mention that anymore. Okay. Rhodes Rants, you dudes rock with 3 flex emojis and a bro fist. Thank you. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead. Jeremy, it's okay if you don't want to come to Maryland for the Ravens Patriots because you don't want to see the Patriots lose. I won't tease you. No, I need to get back with you, man. I know you sent me a message, and I probably won't have time to come. I've just been doing so much traveling. I need to kind of plant my feet here at home for a while and kind of get things. I mean, we have so many moving parts at Geeks and Gamers right now, and I need to focus on that and stop traveling so much.
I'm excited to see how Bill Belichick's defense turns Lamar Jackson back into the running back that he is.
Woo, woo, woo. Savage. Echo Base Network says, any update on Robert Meyer Burnett being on Geeks and Gamers? We've talked a few times. It will happen, possibly this week. So I will keep you guys posted. We are in communication. That will happen. I appreciate you, Echo Base, being one of the main people that's pushed for that to happen and sending super chats to him and everything like that. And yeah, we're definitely going to make that happen. All right. So yeah, if you're just joining us, we're talking about LeBron and the NBA as a whole, just going completely woke and it's bleeding over. Like we haven't even talked about the Tomahawk situation with the Atlanta Braves and all of that. So Ryan,
LeBron did just post a tweet. I don't know if you want it like a rebuttal tweet. If you want to pull that up,
fucking bitch.
Another clarification. He's flip flopping again. It's still preseason, so he's warming up to that flopping thing. Everybody's got to prepare. I can't wait for the Lakers.
You mean 17 hours ago? You mean that one?
Yeah, he just put. Yeah,
my team in this league went through a difficult week. That one.
Yeah, and then the one right below it, he said, "I want to clarify my comments."
Oh, he tweet.
It's a reply, I think.
Okay, hang on. I'll look for it right now. Let me see. Tweets and
right under that one.
Oh no, I guess you're right. It's right under that one.
Oh, so yeah, that was still 17 hours, but I didn't read this one though. So let me pull. I didn't know he sent this one. I love the GIF right there. Let me clear up confusion. I do not believe there was any consideration for the consequences and ramifications of the tweet. I'm not discussing this, the substance. Others can talk about that.
Boom.
Oh my God, this fucking guy, dude.
He's pulling the Steve Kerr. I have no comments.
Oh my God.
Somebody tweeted below translation. Daryl Morey tweets supports for free people of Hong Kong being oppressed. LeBron James. Hey man, you ever stop and think what that might do to my bank account?
Oh, LeBron is look at this right here. I love that right there. That is beautiful right there. That is beautiful. Believe in something unless it pisses China off.
Dang. And he's close to getting ratioed. I mean, that thing's got 60,000 likes and 40,000 comments.
I know. That is crazy. That is insane, man. So God, he's such a bitch, dude. He's such a bitch.
And the sad thing is, this stuff over whatever term is over Trump's like some of the good stuff that he does do, which is really sad, and like if you don't know the guy, like he does do some good things in the community. He really does, whether you like him or hate him. But when he goes out and he runs his mouth like this, it just washes it. It just seems like it washes it right away. And that's the sad part of the whole thing, Yeah. He could have just came out and said, "I'll have a comment when I get back to the States," or I don't know, but something. But no, he didn't.
Well, this is right here. Listen to this. This is cringe. This is cringe right here.
We all talk about this freedom of speech. Yes, we all do have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others and you only think about yourself. So I don't believe I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke, and so many people could have been harmed, not only financially but physically, emotionally, spiritually.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, all those.
Even though yes, we do have freedom of speech.
Emotionally, spiritually.
All those members of the Chinese government who are oppressing the people of Hong Kong, they could have been hurt by his support for Hong Kong.
This is unfucking believable, dude.
I can't defend that. You just can't defend that. That's awful. You basically did the same thing that someone did to you, and you did it to someone else.
Yep.
What the heck, man?
But again, this is SJW, man. Like, they don't have any consistency for anything. You flip
trendy.
I know. You flip their logic on them, and it's mind blowing. It really is. But yeah, let's talk. Go ahead, Drunk.
I hope he comes out and says something else.
In
a different light, but I don't know.
I do want to say that for all the players and NBA faculty and everything like that that's in China in the middle of this right now, it does have to be uncomfortable in the middle of this, totalitarian nation who will do whatever it takes to avoid looking bad and being forced to answer all these questions that you probably have no idea anything about, to be fair. That doesn't mean that it makes their responses okay. But I do think you kind of do need to put it in perspective a little bit that they didn't have any idea what they were getting into, I don't think, when they went over there. And it's just a shit show for them right now.
Well, yeah. And let me say this. In isolation, I don't think LeBron James should speak out against what's going on with China in isolation as a basketball player, as a great basketball player. I don't think that he should have to speak out against these things. The problem is what he's introduced to the equation in terms of the stances that he has continued to make and all of the anti-Trump rhetoric and the refusal to go to the White House and all the political pandering and the fact that Greg Popovich can't shut up about Trump and Kerr and all these players have taken this upon themselves to act holier than thou. That is the problem, is now you have a real world situation where people are actually being oppressed. And you choose to say nothing, and it has exposed their hypocrisy, man. It really has, and I love it.
It'll expose more of them too. Wait, I'm telling you, wait. When China doesn't like LGBTQ stuff in their movies or anything like that. Wait till they start trying to pressure them to, hey man, show this film, or they end up cutting it out, and that word gets out. What are they going to say to that? Why don't they speak out against that?
Yep.
Exactly. Speak out about it here. Why don't you speak out about like China not like suppressing that they're terrible, and then like other countries too, how they treat women are horrible, just like dogs. Like speak out about that too. Why don't you do something? I mean, it's just
that comes back to the whole when they were filming stuff, right? When Sophie Turner came out and spoke about the bill that was passed in Georgia and said, well, we're not filming in Georgia anymore, while at the same time she's filming in Jordan. Yeah, right, where they're throwing gay people off like second-story buildings and stuff. Like it's absolute. The hypocrisy of it all is outstanding.
Well, I think people are seeing it though.
Yeah.
I think they're seeing it, and we just have to keep speaking out about it. And just it's gonna get nastier as the election day gets closer with all these people. It just really is, But I think people are just they're opening their eyes to the stupidity. Like I said, LeBron James, probably the most influential athlete, one of them in the world. Probably.
I'd say in America for sure. I don't know soccer that well, but it's like soccer.
Yeah, it's like Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, and then LeBron.
Yeah,
I believe knows who LeBron James is. That's the thing. Like he's one of those athletes that everybody knows who he is, and the fact, and it's just terrible that he has built this thing where he he could do so much more. And what I'm saying is he thinks he's above it all because of his popularity. So he could say whatever he wants and think no one will be upset about it. But like you said, he has just exposed himself to a broader range of people who are like, what the heck, man? Like, what the heck are you doing? Like, how can you stand for this and build schools for the poor and say this is what I want to do, and then go, he's not educated and he should shut up. Like what are you doing? Like, what is all that stuff you're trying to teach me about helping people and you're doing this? So it's awful, you know. And like I say, he's gonna be exposed on who he is, and people aren't gonna take that crap anymore. They're just not gonna.
Oh, Jeremy S. in the chat says it's sad when Max Kellerman gets it and LeBron doesn't. Does Max actually get this situation? That would shock me. That would shock me if Max is actually getting this. So
he probably accidentally like fell down and smacked his head or some shit this morning and just randomly had a good take.
Oh my God, because Max is as woke as they come, dude. Max is out of control.
And you know, they're kind of suppressing this story, to be honest. They're covering on ESPN, but
not at the level
it should be. They're talking about who's that shooting guard from Miami that scored the first 14 points in that preseason game last night. I forget his name, but they're talking about other stuff. They're covering a little bit.
The rookie that just
Hoffner, somebody like that. But they're covering a little bit because they have to. They can't not. But this should be what they're rolling the entire day with, basically. And it's pretty clear to me that they've got it from their corporate overlords at Disney. Not to talk about it too much.
Yep, that's right. That's right, man. And it's so okay. Let's talk about, because I don't know much about the Tomahawk shop situation with the Atlanta Braves. So Ryan, you want to give me an update on that and give our audience an update on what's going on there?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just like I didn't follow it too closely either because I was kind of busy. But it's just like we've had this the past several years, right? They keep pushing for the Washington Redskins to change their name, even though when they come back with polls of the Native American populace, only 12% of them support changing the name. The other 88% are fine. And that's like consistent decade to decade when they poll that. We have the Cleveland Indians who are getting rid of Chief Wahoo, their logo, right? They're getting rid of that. It's now just the C. You'll never see the traditional Indians logo because it offended a couple people. Now the Atlanta Braves, who, you know, do the same thing, the tomahawk chop that you see Florida State and Kansas City Chiefs do, all of that. They're trying to take that out because it was offending people, right, during the playoffs. And a lot of the fans just rebelled and did it anyway, which good for them. It's their traditions. Nothing you do can be perfect to 100% of people. So trying to kowtow to these 1 to 2% of people who are hyper offended about everything in the universe is insane. So most people in Atlanta get that and they're doing it anyway, but it's sad that the organization doesn't back up their fans and instead are like trying to lean towards these absolute ridiculous people who are just yelling on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
The Anti-Defamation League,
ADL, they are a joke.
They're like, first you can't do this at baseball games or football games anymore. Some guy got kicked out
Cubs fan
of a Cubs game for doing the Made You Look game, you know?
Yep.
And then now they're saying that if you have a bowl cut, you're part of the white supremacist motivation. Yeah, I did a video. Obviously, Jeremy doesn't watch his own team's videos, but I did a video on that as well.
These guys are fucking boring.
I'm just kidding, man. But yeah, that's why I did a video on it.
You guys, that's the real reason that Jeremy always wears a hat. He doesn't want you to see his white supremacist.
I have to cover it up.
Yeah, they came out and they said bowl cuts are now part of white supremacy movement, and so now like they're gonna start questioning people with bowl cuts.
Jesus.
Like go to the football games and listen, the Redskins have been the Redskins. People have been trying to get them to stop using that name forever. And then Native American groups.
Oh, cancel drunk right now. Hashtag.
All these Native American groups that come out have said, no, it's okay. We like it. It's fine. But it's the 1 little percent that are like, we don't like it. They want the name
Facts, data, and reality means nothing to the woke SJW nonsense out there.
That happened in my high school. My high school, when I was there, was named the Redskins. And there was always like a couple people every year that would just holler about it. And the vast majority of people didn't care. The vast majority of the tribes around the area didn't care. And of course, eventually, I think in 2011 or something like that, after I was gone, they changed the name.
It's unbelievable, man. This is where we're at. This is where we're at, man. And people like LeBron James are leading that charge. I mean, again, in my opinion, there is the best way to handle being a professional, prominent athlete is the Tom Brady, Michael Jordan way of it. You don't talk about it. I mean, look at Brady. He had that "Make America Great Again" hat in his locker. Wasn't even talking about it. Who knows, man? I don't know if he's a Trump supporter. I would assume he is, but nobody knows this for sure. You know,
yeah, Tiger Woods too. Tiger Woods played golf with the president. They asked him about it. He's like, "I just played golf."
Next question. Exactly. And so like they tried to make this big deal about Brady having this hat in his locker room. Who cares? You know, like they could have been his teammates just joking with him or something. And he just like threw it up there. But at the end of the day, he refused to talk about politics. And that was Michael Jordan's stance on it. And I don't know if it's official, if he ever said it, but it's kind of been credited to him. And Clay
Democrats buy shoes too.
Yeah. Republicans. Yeah. Republicans buy shoes too. And that's how it should be, man. That's how, like, you should not be political as a prominent athlete. If you are, what you're opening yourself up to is what LeBron James has walked himself into, and he deserves every bit of the criticism he's getting right now.
I do think that this goes past politics in my mind. This is like legitimate human rights issues. That's past whether you think the highest tax bracket should be at 37% or 34%, right? There's a difference between like normal politics that we hear about all the time in America. Over there, they're fighting for basic rights, and it's really sad. And I do think that it'd be tough to be in that situation, but I respect Daryl Morey and what he said. I kind of don't respect that he had to delete the tweet. But
yep. It's here. What you want to do? A screen share, Drunk?
Just for a second, because everyone in the chat keeps asking if this is true. Yeah, there it is. Rolling Stone magazine: How white supremacist haircut became a symbol of hate. Bowl cut. They did a whole article on.
Is that Dylan Roof?
Hate symbols. Yeah,
that's him.
Because of Dylan's haircut. So he went on this whole rant about the bowl cut, and how it's. Anyway, just wanted to do that real quick because I think people were like, "You're not telling the truth here. It can't be real."
It's true. Right on says Drunk wrote the article.
I always thought that the kind of like the comb over, that's what was being more associated with it now. But I'm behind the times.
God,
so
man.
Guess I got to let it grow out and buy a bowl, I suppose.
What are they? I don't know what they're trying to accomplish at this. Like, all they're doing is giving people like us more content. You know what I mean? To roast them. I don't know what the goal here is.
I have no idea either. It's just we're right and you're wrong. Listen to us or else. I mean, it's like a thing. It's like a push for power. It's really pretty soon they're gonna change all the names to our favorite sports things. They're gonna be called like wimpy names like Dolphins. And flowers and colors of the rainbow. We have,
it's going to be the red purple,
team. And the Dallas Pinkies and all that stuff. That's what we're going to have. I mean, it's going to offend someone. The Dolphins don't even get me started. But that's just it's where it's heading.
Hey, why don't we talk about the Dolphins for a minute there, Drunk? How's your team doing this year? How'd that game finish Sunday?
Rhino said that's a messed up comment, bro. It's a messed up comment. He said, if I had to guess which one of the three of you are racist, it would have to be Ryan. That's messed up, dude.
The Dolphins are terrible, and I'm glad they lost. Now I'm like rooting for them to lose every single game, and I thought they were gonna freaking win, and I'm like, holy cow, they're going for 2. Thank God they didn't go for the tie, but they went for 2, and they totally messed it up. They look like. They look like deers in the headlights. They went for 2, and like the guy just kind of stood there. And was like, "Do you want me to score? Like, hello, coach. You sure you want me to go in?" So you know.
Well, as a Bama fan, I totally think that Tua is worth tanking for. I believe Tua will be a great NFL quarterback, but I don't want him to go to Miami. And I'll tell you why, though. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. It has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that I'm pissed off because they changed their logo. I hate that fucking new logo. I like the old logo, the one that was in Ace Ventura, for crying out loud. That old logo was so awesome.
Hold it. You cannot talk Ace Ventura because university professors deem that movie homophobic and transphobic. So now it is against, you can't watch that film or talk about that film. Just want to throw that out there because Ryan's a racist. That's all.
Oh, come on.
Oh man! So real quick, as a Dolphins fan, I see Rhino Sith prefers the new logo. Which one do you like? Do you like the old one or the newer one?
I like the old one.
Yeah, I like the old one, man. It's got the helmet on and everything, man.
That's when they were winning. They got the logo and they're losing, like 8-8, man. That's our Super Bowl, 8-8 every year. Yeah, we had the miracle in Miami when we beat the Patriots. That was the only thing we cheered about for the whole year. Last year, they kept showing that highlight in Miami over and over. I'm like, oh yeah, that's great. That's all we got. But I mean,
we got
like 50 draft picks coming. So if we get the number 1 pick on top of everything else, who knows? Maybe we'll do like what Dallas did years ago with Jimmy Johnson, and they just drafted all these young guys and built the team up. Who knows?
They are pretty bad right now.
They're the worst team in the NFL.
But I don't even know if Tua's going to come out this year, you know? So
that's
we'll
the
see.
other thing. It's like you do all this.
Oh, come on.
That might not make it, but who knows? Who might not come out? I mean, it's awful.
You think so, Ryan? Think he's leaving?
How do you not? It's very few and far between dudes like Andrew Luck who stay in college for that. Especially, you know, like, because Tua's won a national championship, right? Or no?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. I can't imagine staying there and sacrificing that because you never know what can happen, especially with Trevor Lawrence coming out the year after. So then you're looking at not being the number 1 pick. You're costing yourself, you know, a couple $1 million at least in guaranteed money when you look at those slots, which is nothing to front. I mean, you got to secure your future in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, his younger brother's sitting behind him, ready to take over when he leaves. So Bama's going to be in good shape regardless. So, but I love Tua. Tua's my favorite player.
It's not good for Miami in sports these past few years. So ever since LeBron left, Miami hasn't been doing good in sports. I'm just saying. So,
you got Jimmy G buckets now. The G stands for gets. You guys are good.
He can get us in the playoffs, but that's about it. I think we'll run. Maybe after a 7th seed, get a first round, maybe get to the second part, but I doubt it. Well,
let me ask you this, Drunk, as a mega NBA fan, how's all this nonsense with China? How is this affecting you as a fan of the league? Because I know you love the NBA.
It sucks, but I still watch. So
yeah,
it's hard for me to turn it off. I was a high school basketball coach for years, and it's just something that I just love watching basketball. I like I have a really sick problem where I could watch it and I dissect numbers and I dissect things and I could like see the defense and the offense and you know, all those things like that. So it's just one of those things where it's just hard not to. I watch it for other things too. It's kind of like just seeing strategic, how things are moving, like what people are doing and how they're setting up their teams. I think the Clippers are going to win the whole thing this year. Yeah, I just like watching. Takes one to know one, buddy. Yeah, there you go. You want to see mine? Is that what you're saying there, Zach?
Hey, whoa.
That's what you're saying there, buddy? Anyway, no, I'm just saying like that's – I think the Clippers are going to win because defense –
Well,
I think that's the best defense in the NBA. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can speak on it from like I love the NFL, I love football. When all the kneeling and all this stuff was going on, though, man, it was really impacting my love for the NFL because it was just like, man, this is getting bad.
Well,
and
here's the thing. I agree. I didn't mean to cut you, but this is as a casual NFL fan that just watches one team. I don't get into like I would love to play fantasy football with some of you guys. I think that'd be fun next year. But
I would love to destroy you. That sounds great.
As a casual football fan, to see the whole kneeling of the flag and stuff, it was easy for me to turn the TV off.
Yeah.
But as someone who is addicted to like NBA basketball, it's a little bit harder to turn
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like that's just where I'm at. So I get how certain NFL fans were just like, I can't, I still got to watch because I like the sport so much. So,
Yeah, I'm with you, Junk.
I'm getting ripped in the comments, man. Look at that. You guys are just ripping at me. Zach, I know you're just joking. I'm just joking too. You're a casual football fan. It all makes sense now. Well, yeah, that's why I only make Miami Dolphin videos. It's the only team I watch.
You're guaranteed for one Miami Dolphin rant because they will lose every week. So that's what you get on Sports Wars.
That's very true. That's very true.
I totally agree with I'm a huge NBA guy too. Thursday night TNT, Wednesday night ESPN, Monday night ESPN when you get later in the year, Sunday on ABCs. It's awesome. I will say sometimes regular season NBA is frustrating for me to watch because like you, Drunk, I like to sit and watch the strategy. And 82 games is so long for those guys. They exert so much energy that the regular season can sometimes be not fun to watch because these guys just aren't given a whole lot of effort, which can be frustrating sometimes. But dude, NBA playoffs are so freaking intense, dude.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, you really see
Jeremy sent me the NBA League Pass for being part of Sports Wars. Did you get that yet, Ryan?
What? No.
Oh, I didn't mean to bring that up. Sorry.
It's in the contract, man. You guys got to read these contracts better.
The contracts. I heard somebody brought up a rumor about a contract. I was wondering where they got that information.
Dude, you could be vague about it, but have you told Drunk about that message you got about like, can you legally come on this stream or whatever?
No, I don't think I've mentioned it to him yet.
God, man.
Did your contract with Jeremy allow you to do that? I'm like, what fucking contract? You live in fucking bizarro world, dude.
That's the best one yet. These people, I'm a bigger legend in their minds than anyone's mind. I mean, that whole thing about like Jeremy, I believe Jeremy has infiltrated the EU community, and he has brought Ryan on so that he can actually destroy it from within. Destroy the EU.
Like, what the fuck, man? Jeez.
Yeah, I did get one comment asking. I don't know who it was. I should screenshot and send it to you. That is Jeremy making you wear Geeks and Gamers shirts on all your videos? I've noticed that on your videos now. So, and I just responded, yes, he does. I was like, make sure you let him know that because I don't want to get in trouble.
Jeremy oppresses me. He makes me wear the merch. Make sure to tell LeBron so we can virtue signal about it.
Oh man, I swear it's nuts, and I love it. I love the craziness that they come up with about me and us, about Geeks and Gamers, and it's just, my goodness, man. These people, they don't live in reality, but these are the type of people that LeBron is pandering to.
Exactly.
With all this.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they don't care about the thing that they complain about. SJWs, it's kind of like what Data Racer, made this tweet the other day. He was talking about the situation with Star Wars toys and Rose Tico stuff. And it's like all these people that complain about Rose, and nobody like not being featured. None of them went and bought the toys. None of them went and bought it. None of them.
Plenty of toys to go buy.
Yeah. Do what?
There's plenty of toys to go buy.
Exactly. And then, what were you saying, Ryan?
I said, yeah, they didn't go buy them, which is why Ethan was able to get literally every Rose Tico existence.
Yes, like the other day, Jenny Nicholson tweets out like that how upset she was, blah 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 blah. And Ichibaka responded. He goes, "Hey Jenny, why don't you post a picture of your Rose Tico?"
Yeah, I have one.
There you go. And
to me.
It's unbelievable. But this goes into the sports aspect of it, where all people will retweet LeBron on social media and act like they care about all this stuff, but reality is they don't follow basketball. They don't care about sports. They don't. Like all these people, oh my God, Susan fucking Sarandon showed up to a goddamn Colin Kaepernick protest last year. Do you think that bitch has ever watched a fucking NFL game in her life? Do you think that she sits down every Sunday and she's like, yeah, let me pick out my fantasy football team? Susan fucking Sarandon. That just shows you how nonsensical things got with the Kaepernick thing when Susan Sarandon shows up to a Colin Kaepernick protest. I mean, it's
trendy, man. It's just trendy. I mean, it's all, and that's what's sad. It's like trendy because it's teaching the young people to be trendy. Like that whole stupidity about SpongeBob SquarePants being a racist and a colonist. I couldn't even read the freaking. You saw the video. I couldn't even get through the article without. I had to record that. You should see the outtakes. I had to record that thing like 4 times because I couldn't believe. I was getting dumber by the second reading that article, how a college professor in Washington was like, I'm going to get this to all my kids and young people so they know not to watch SpongeBob SquarePants because he's a colonist and a racist. And you're just like, I don't get it.
Yellow sponge bad.
We should all go as SpongeBob for Halloween.
Yeah.
Like
that was a bad idea. Sorry. That was...
That is the thing when we see so many of these people. I had an interaction with somebody on Twitter, like a week or so ago, and they were saying like literally just insane stuff. And I look at their profile, and the first thing it says is educator, like they're a professor, right?
Yeah,
that's the scary thing is how what people are learning right now.
You are right. You are right about that. Well, I think we're probably going to wrap this up because I've got a lot of videos to make. I'm going to make a video on this whole Raylo crap with what's going on with Anna on Twitter. They're just dogpiling on her, which is ridiculous. And
guys, go show that Star Wars girl some love on Twitter. She's catching it from all sides for some absolutely stupid shit. So she doesn't deserve that. So go support her.
Oh my gosh, taking a picture.
What?
We can't even take pictures anymore. We can't even take pictures.
I know. Look at Mary Mayhem. Look at all that toxic masculinity. And then this is the tweet that I sent out talking about that. And I think this is as accurate as it gets. It's not a coincidence that Anna gets the most criticism of anyone in the Phantom Menace. Why? Because she's the most prominent female, and these people absolutely hate seeing a woman or non-white dude get a following when she doesn't follow the NPC narrative. These people are effing crazy. That. And then SJWs are the most racist and sexist group of people you'll find. They are wolves in sheep's clothing. Fuck these sick and twisted freaks.
They're awful.
And it's very true, man. And it's unbelievable. So definitely,
all 3 of us have been through it. Like we've all been through it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I've been through it for trying to go on a podcast.
Yep.
Ryan goes through it because he likes the extended universe. Jeremy, you're just.
Expanded universe.
All right, yeah, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, like,
oh my god, that pretentious it's expanded universe.
Well, if I didn't correct you, I might be accused of not being a really you fan or something like that. I am, my infiltrations have gone well so far, so I got to keep it up.
Oh man. Anyway, man, this is where we're at with everything. So we got to stick together. We appreciate the support. Good live stream. We maintained over 100 people, and I'll keep it public. All the live streams will stay public on this channel. We're just continuing to still figure out Sports Wars and how the algorithm works. I know Ryan. Let me see. You put up a video a few days ago, or when did you put that video up? It was doing well.
I put a video up yesterday morning. I wish I could have made it the night before, but yesterday morning about how the Chargers got absolutely embarrassed at their home stadium in Los Angeles by the Steelers fans. Steelers absolutely took the place over. All I did was basically laugh at them.
10,000 views.
It's at 10,000 right now?
10,000 vieys.
There you go.
Fucking great, man. So you never know.
Even Mary's roasting me. I've been roasted a lot in this chat. How dare you? Dare you?
Hey, at least your own fans aren't tagging you in literally everything on Twitter now. Yeah. Literally every single thing that my notifications are stupid right now. Right here. This is the D-Day doggy, my Leia, the account for my dog. Look at this. A new challenge for you. It's tag D-Day Cobra. All this week, we'll tag him in absolutely everything, even if it doesn't remotely relate to him. He will entertain the Jer Army. And my response was, that. Like you fucking people, I swear to God. Anyway, there's Nerdrotic in the chat. What's up, Gary? With that sexy check mark. Looking so good. But anyway, we're going to wrap this up. So again, you guys go subscribe to Drunk 3PO. Go subscribe to Ryan Kennel RK Outpost. And subscribe to Sports Wars if you're new here. We appreciate the support. And we're going to continue to work on things. And like I said, with the algorithm, sports algorithm is weird. I mean, 10,000 views for Ryan on a dumb video just laughing at the Chargers. I mean, none of us saw that coming.
And then I did a breakdown of the ALCS and NLCS for baseball, and it got 70 views.
Exactly. It's like, amazing. So we're gonna. That's one of the most viewed. That's not the most, but I'd say that's the top 5. Is it second most?
Second. Yeah, your Serena Williams one is the top.
Okay, and of course that one got throttled. I'm not going to talk about that right now publicly. But anyway, thank you guys. Smash the melee buttons, share the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys on Geeks and Gamers. See you on Drunk 3PO. See you on RK Outpost. Real quick, for the 100 of you sitting here, we're not going to announce anything publicly in terms of the specifics, but we're going to have a very special guest on Friday Night Tights over on Nerdrotic's channel this week. A very special guest, a YouTuber with millions of subs that is going to finally speak out against Disney's Star Wars for the first time. That's all I'll tell you.
I thought PewDiePie was busy, though.
Yeah, Pewds finally, Pewds has been hitting me up. I'm like, Pewds, man, I don't have time. I'm hanging out with Drunk 3PO and Ryan. Like, I don't need to deal with you, PewDiePie. But so that'll be on Friday Night Tights over on Nerdrotic. So we're looking forward to that. Contractually obligated super chats. Oh man. So now the YouTuber isn't someone you guys are very familiar with. I'll say that. It's not like somebody that's in our geek circles. Can I say something else? I'm not going to say anything else, but it's nobody that you know.
I'll
tell you guys. Okay. I'll tell you guys after we end. But it's nobody that's
information.
Yeah, it's nobody that you guys know in our circles. But this is a YouTuber with millions of subs. So.
Tonight I have a live stream. Come check it out. And if you super chat $25, I'll tell you what he said after.
All right, guys. We're gonna wrap this up. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.
Peace.
And then here's the awkward 5-second
3,
call.
4, 5.